Hello, good morning, beautiful friends. It is a beautiful sunny day outside, and although I wish I was out there working on things, that's not what I'm doing. I am inside because I am so behind on packing. I looked at my calendar today and realized that we're like 40-something days out from moving, which really kind of like put the pressure on, and I realized, oh wow, like that's actually not that long. When I thought of all the other things we had scheduled in during, that period, I really realized that that wasn't that long. And so today I am kind of in, okay, let's do more packing. Let's start packing up the pod, which is what Nathan is doing. He's going to be moving all the stuff that we've kind of had put in our herb room, which was just like beds we broke down, rugs. We took down a lot of the decorations in the living room. So things like that are already boxed up that it doesn't really matter that they're in that pod. He's going to be moving that in. And today I'm going to be going through seeds, going through the office, packing things up. I will not be putting my seeds in the pod, however, though, because that is something that when we move, I'm probably going to immediately within the next week or so of being there, start seeds and start sowing things for like a fall crop. And so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just make sure that I write on there needs to be transported in a truck or whatever, and so that way it can immediately go from here inside the new house. But I got a lot of stuff to do. I have a lot of stuff to do. I'm so overwhelmed. These are the areas where I do not shine. Like, this is not what I enjoy doing. This is not what I'm good at doing. I'm not good at packing. I'm not good at organizing. I'm not good at being like inside all day doing stuff I don't enjoy doing. And so this is where I'm realizing, okay, Jill, even if you don't like doing this, like, you have to be an adult. You have to do it anyways. Like, the house has to get packed. Things need to be thrown away. Like, you need to declutter. And so that's just what I'm doing. As I'm trying to pack everything up, I'm just trying to prioritize, like, which rooms can I go ahead and do and completely pack up and not have to worry about. So we have been packing up a lot down in our den, which nobody's using right now. So I think we're gonna load a lot of the big furniture in there into the pod. But it's just been crazy. It has been so wild as we're starting to pack up things in the house. It's becoming a lot more real, which is exciting, but I definitely am taking, a backseat approach to the garden this year and realizing that there are just other things that need my attention. And so I wanted to take you guys along with me today as we packed up the house and kind of just soaked in all the memories. It was June's birthday this week, and such a sweet time, right? Like, I have a 2-year-old, my baby's not a baby anymore, but thinking back on, like, I had her in this house, I'm really just kind of soaking up all the memories that were made here. And although we are very ready for that next step and that next chapter in our lives, there are some really sweet moments about this house. This house brought a lot of restoration to my family. This house brought us June. This house taught me so many lessons of the garden. This house humbled me. This house brought new opportunity. It brought growth. When I'm thinking about all the positive things that this house gave me, it's making me realize that I'm actually gonna miss it. I'm actually gonna miss it. And so as I'm just taking things off the walls and packing things up, I'm just thinking back on all the wonderful things that happened while we were here, and really just kind of reflecting in gratitude on that. Because although I am excited for what's to come, I do want to remember all the great things that happened while we were here. Also, for all my thrifters out there, if y'all remember the video about us getting our pod, Nathan was poking fun of me about wanting to find all the rattan furniture, and I talked about how I thrift everything. You guys, I've got this was worth making its way into this video. I was driving to the gym. You guys just have a little mental picture, right? So I'm going down the highway, I'm driving to the gym one day, I see this like estate sale on the side of the road. We're in the middle of nowhere, okay? And I swear I spotted some mini rattan chairs. And I told Nathan, I was like, oh, I think I just saw some like small little rattan chairs. He was like, oh really? And I was like, yeah. He's like, well, do you want to turn around? I'm like, no, we're gonna be late. So on the way home, Nathan was like, just pull in there and we'll see. I literally scored the deal of the century. I am so excited. I cannot wait to show you guys what I found, and I'm gonna tell you what I'm doing with them. But these are the things that make me so happy. And while I'm sitting here talking about, Jill, you really need to declutter. Jill, you really need to throw things away. I'm like, oh, squirrel, did you see that amazing deal I got? Nathan was like, we're never gonna get this house back. Check out these adorable little rattan chairs. So I got 5 of them, different sizes. Look at that. Then we've got a white one over here, and then this little bitty guy back here. Look at that. These are seriously, it was like the find of the century. Y'all want to know how much I paid for all of that? $4.25. I was so excited. So what I do with those is right here I have one, and I put my little plants in them, and they're like these little plant holders. So here's another one I got, and I just use them as little plant holders. I think that they are the cutest things. So while I am trying to declutter the jungle, I did happen to buy a little bit more. So, obviously really excited about that. The goal is to not buy any more though. I am on the hunt right now for boxes. Nathan went and loaded up on some boxes at a local shoe store. I am trying to figure out too, what to put in boxes and what we're gonna put in these big totes. I've kind of got packing material and stuff here, but I have been collecting a lot of boxes too from just packages that we get in, and so I'm just gonna bring some of those. Hey girls.
Hi.
Will you hold this for Mom?
Yeah.
You want to hold it, Junie? Are y'all gonna help me pack today?
Yes.
We're gonna pack up your room, Junie B.
Okay.
Okay, let's go. Yeah.
Did you tell them that June just turned 2 yesterday?
I did tell him June just turned 2. Isn't that so cool? You know what else I told him?
What?
That one of the biggest reasons I'm gonna miss this house is because I had Junie be here.
Oh.
You remember that?
No.
No, because you weren't here. You were at our friend's house while Mommy had her.
And remember when we came home, me and Peyton hold her?
Mm-hmm. I remember. Junie, was it your birthday? You want to wash hands? Say happy birthday, June.
Happy day.
Happy day.
Gaga.
Oh, you're saying hi to Gaga?
Papa home.
Yeah, Gaga and Papa went home. All right, let's go in your room and pack it up. Let's go. Oh, thank you. So the goal is to pack up this shelf. Behind me, I have some books, some binders. The goal is also to get all of my seeds and I think probably a tote and just write on it. That way that tote can kind of come with us and I'm not having to unpack boxes. I can just pop the lid off. I do have a lot of stuff though that I'm trying to go through. I never realized how many books I had until I started getting ready to pack. So many of you guys sent me so many books whenever y'all found out we were moving, which I just thought was so sweet, on raising goats and how to raise dairy animals and just all this really, really sweet stuff, which really touched my heart because although we're not going to be diving into animals right away, that is something that we want to explore in the future. It will be really nice just to build my knowledge on goats and dairy animals and what that looks like, because right now I don't know the first thing about any of it. And these were some books that I had recommended to me. They were on our wish list and you guys sent them to us and I just thought that was so sweet. So thank you guys so much for that. But it is fun too. Now I find myself collecting more and more books because Jess has all those amazing built-ins. I like finding a lot of books at thrift stores or yard sales. You can usually find some of the best books at places like that. Are you getting excited to move, Charlie?
Yes.
You are? Real excited or a little excited?
Little.
Just a little?
Yeah.
You're not a whole lot excited? Why?
Because I'm gonna miss this house.
You are? What are you gonna miss about it?
Everything.
Everything. Tell me you the one thing you're gonna miss the most about it.
The kitchen.
You know Miss Jessica has an amazing kitchen. I bet you'll like that kitchen.
Okay.
You wanna see? June? Oh, are you gonna miss this house? What are you gonna miss about it? What are you gonna miss about this house? The swing? Yeah, are you gonna miss the swing? Are you ready to move?
Move.
You ready to move?
Move.
Move. Hey, tell our friends what noise a cow makes.
Move.
What noise does a piggy make? What noise does a monkey make? You're so cute. Man, this is why I can't get packing done. These are gonna be the sweet memories that we look back on and be like, you know what? It took me months and months to pack, but my kids got involved. It wasn't a stressful thing, and so I know that these are moments I'm gonna enjoy and I'm gonna love having to look back on. It's so hard too when you're packing up stuff to like, you know, like paper. Like I'm still using the printer. Obviously I need to keep the paper out. You know, like some of these things are so hard for me. I'm like, I have no idea what to pack up and what not to. And so that's where I think it is really beneficial that like we are just going, you know, down the road. So some of these things I don't have to like pack up and forget about. And if I'm needing them, still, it's not like they're packed way in the back of a pod or something like that. Where are you going?
I'm gonna snag these other pork chops real quick.
Oh, okay. I wanted to show you what I was doing.
Are you filming me?
Yeah, I'm filming you. No, snag the pork chops and then I'll show you. So you guys are probably not surprised by the fact that I say I'm really unorganized. Coming up with a plan is not exactly my strong suit. However, that is where Nathan kind of excels. Like we've already joked about, like if I had to organize that pod, it would just be mass chaos because that's just not where I shine.
We'd have to get 4 pods.
We probably would. So I've started cleaning out the office in June's room and I'm so confused on like the right way to do it. You know what I mean? Sometimes I just think it's hard to like wrap my head around like maybe the most efficient way to do something. You know what I mean? Like when Nathan walks into a room, he immediately has a game plan. Like I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this because that's what makes sense. For me, I walk in, I'm like, oh, there's a lot of stuff to do.
I think that's just how men and women are geared, right?
Yeah, that's true. Also, I just really value your opinion and I like to, you know.
All right, let that be noted.
I do value it. Sometimes I just don't express that that well. So I want to show you what I've done and maybe get some direction because I already feel overwhelmed. The seed situation is really overwhelming. I'm thinking about putting all the seeds that aren't in these little containers in that tote and just labeling them seeds and they can go in like the back seat of my car or something. Think that's a good idea?
Sounds great.
Because I have seeds just everywhere. So let's take a look. I'm following you.
That is a true statement. You've got seeds everywhere.
I do have seeds everywhere. I love seeds. It's a passion of mine. So yeah, so obviously I still need to get decorations off the wall. I'd like to have all of this cleaned off. And then I'm thinking just sticking all the rest of the seeds, like leaving these here, you know, like why would I pack that? That's already perfectly packed. But then all of these, like just random seeds, and I've got all of these seeds, like maybe just am I throwing them all just in here, or I don't know.
I would. I mean, if you think you can fill this tote with seeds, which I believe you can, because you still got some in the herb room.
Yeah.
So I would just, do that. Label that seeds. We can keep that indoors.
Another question too is I have like all of these baskets and all these rattan chairs. Like, do I pack those or do we just stick those in the back of the vehicle too? Or do we want just like boxes full of baskets?
Honestly, I would put those in a box. Otherwise, you just got, I don't know.
It's hard.
It'd be easier to grab one box full of that stuff than all those individual.
So you think I'm going in the right direction?
I think you're going in the right direction. Just stick with one room at a time.
I'm gonna be honest. This is probably the only room I'm doing today.
Okay.
Stuff honestly this is what stresses me out, which is why every time I get ready to go pack, I start for like 20 minutes and then I just don't do it. And I'm like totally just not even remembering when we moved here. Did I do most of the packing?
Yeah, you did a lot of it.
I don't know. I don't know why this is so overwhelming to me.
The more organized we are, the easier it's going to be to unpack and to load everything up. You know, I just
so saying. Label everything well.
Label, yes. Your video. A lot of you commented. Make sure you label everything really, really well.
Yeah.
Also, it may not hurt to label on different sides of the box because when we start throwing boxes in there,
it's a good idea. So I'm just taking tape and throwing them like on the totes. That way I'm not actually writing on the totes and we can reuse those. So you think I'm doing good?
I think you're doing fantastic.
Okay. So
that's a lot to do in here.
I do. I had a lot of stuff shoved in a lot of nook and crannies, but the goal is I'll obviously still have the printer out because we're printing orders and things like that. June's crib, but hopefully everything else minus her clothes. We'll keep all her little tote bags. We'll keep her little dresser over here with the clothes, but other than that, I'm hoping to get this entire room packed and just have plants left in here in her bed. Because like that can go packed up now. That rattan shelf.
Guys, I want you all to know when we moved to this place, we had an entire 16-foot box truck that was just plants. Granted, we started our garden in buckets before we moved here so we could transplant, but it was buckets of plants and house plants. 16-foot box truck full.
And you know how many more? I think I've told you guys, people bring me their dead plants. And I just nurture those bad boys back to health. Like a lot of the big established plants, so like this one was Nathan's mom's. Like we have a lot of like plants given from family, and so I'm not going to turn down free plants. I'm going to just love them. And it's so funny too. So this plant right here, it's called the something Jew.
Climbing?
No, it's not climbing Jew. I don't know. It's got a couple names, but we bought this plant for Nathan's mom for Mother's Day. I took just a small clipping off of this, rooted it in some water, and now you guys can see how long and beautiful that is. So that is going to be, we have some friends who have offered to let us use their horse trailer and help us move, and I'm foreseeing that, we're going to have a couple trips just of houseplants, and that may be something too. I got my routine down though. Like I don't really want to move houseplants over there and put that on Jessica or even have to be traveling over there extra just to water houseplants. So that'll be one of those things that we'll probably just take over the last minute. But
and I'm trying to think for Jeremiah because I know Jeremiah is going to be loading everything, so I don't want to put a bunch of our stuff in his way. Yeah, they've said we can move stuff, sooner, but we are trying to be respectful. Like we want that transition easier for them, and we'll just wait. We do appreciate the offer, and I'm sure like some boxes, but we want the bulk of their stuff out before we start moving stuff in, just to make that easier on them moving. But we move in like 40 days. Yeah. It's getting real. It's getting real, and that's why I'm feeling oh man, I gotta get busy. So. Yep. Well, we'll have it's just a matter of getting it done. We can have a pod loaded in a day. That's easier said than done. I'm in here struggling. Look at all this stuff on the floor. I can do it, you guys. Send all the good vibes and the prayers. I got stuff to do, so okay. I'll see you later. Okay. Love you. Thank
thank you guys so much for hanging out with us today as we are navigating moving. We're in the thick of moving. Nathan's busy doing stuff on the house. I'm busy packing up the house. Like I said, this is definitely not my strong suit. So all the advice, send it my way. I'm willing to take it all. Thanks for letting us share a journey with you. We really just appreciate you guys so much. We'll talk to you soon.